Most Nigerians are wondering why Tinubu's government wants to spend 3 billion naira on street lights. Nigerians are confused and have been asking questions as to why Tinubu's government are ready. In fact, they have said they want to spend 3 billion naira on street lights. The news just broke. Sahara reporters just exposed it, and it was Monit NG that first started monitoring the situation and made it public. And it has been reported by Sahara Reported, and it's about to also be endorsed by Akpabio's Senate. That is what we'll be looking at in this very video. Sahara Reporters brought out the information on their Twitter handle, and it was Monit on Twitter, a technological firm that also exposed this. This is what we'll be looking at. Of course, you already know this is Noble Media, and we'll give you the news, authentic news as it is dropping. We will still give it to you exactly the way Monit NG released the update. Tinubu's government budgets 3 billion naira for Nigerian Firm Corporation to provide solar street lights in South. Not only in the whole Nigeria, not only in the whole nation, but this 3 billion naira in a time where many people are hungry, where there's unemployment, the naira is falling and all the rest. The price of food and material is so skyrocketed. Tinubu's government is budgeting 3 billion for Nigerian Firm Corporation to provide street lights in South. Monit, in a statement issued on Wednesday, flagged what it described as a questionable budgetary provision by the President Bola Tinubu-led government. Let us now enter into the meat of the news. The civic accountability platform Monit NG will still show you on what they said on Twitter, has raised concern over the allocation of 3 billion naira in the 2025 Nigerian government budget for the provision of solar street lights in the south region of the country. The organization, in a statement issued on Wednesday, flagged what it described as a questionable budgetary provision by the President Bola Tinubu-led government. Look at what Monit NG just said. Our attention has been drawn to a disturbing project captured in the 2025 federal government budget, the organization stated. The project, with code ERGP 2026-1928, is titled Provision/Installation of Modern Digital Solar Street Lights in Selected Locations in South Geopolitical Zone of Nigeria, Lot 1 to 6. Not even the whole South, just a few selected places. A whopping 3 billion naira had been allocated for this project. 3 billion naira for this project to be implemented by the Nigerian Firm Corporation under the Federal Ministry of Arts, Culture and Creative Economy. Monit questioned why the Nigerian Firm Corporation, an agency set up to promote and develop the film industry, would be assigned to deliver solar street light project, because this Nigerian Film Corporation has no link in any way. There's no link between Film Corporation and the installation of street lights. This raises critical questions about the sincerity of budget planning and implementation in Nigeria. The Nigerian Film Corporation is a body created to promote and develop the film industry, not to provide solar street lights. Why then is such an agency suddenly saddled with a project that has nothing to do with its mandate? This is not only suspicious but also a clear example of how public funds are diverted into projects that cannot be tracked or properly monitored by citizens. A group that is about film, movies. How come you are now making such a group to now be what is installing street lights in South? Not only just ordinary street lights, but 3 billion naira worth of street lights. The organization further alleged that the project lacked clarity. Look at what they said. The project description is deliberately vague, which communities in South are to benefit from this solar street light, because they did not state exactly the particular locations, the particular communities where these street lights will be mounted. Which states exactly are listed for implementation? Which particular states, which particular communities? How do citizens track a project whose location is shrouded in secrecy? Why are you putting the location, the particular place where this street light will be mounted? Why are you making it a secret? Without transparency, this project becomes nothing more than a drain pipe for siphoning scarce public resources. We must move on. Mon It NG added that the allocation was misplaced considering the state of infrastructure in the south Nigeria, where there are no roads, where hospitals are lacking, basic amenities are lacking, no water. Why is it street lights that is the focus, solar street light that is the focus, and you are budgeting a humongous 3 billion naira, and you are not even telling us the particular communities, the particular states in which the particular location where these street lights will now be mounted? It is even more disturbing when we consider the state of basic infrastructure in south. Schools are collapsing, health facilities are in ruins, road remains in terrible condition, yet 3 billion is being diverted for street lights that are often poorly installed, overpriced, and in most cases stop working within weeks of installing them. What exactly is modern and digital about solar street lights that justifies such a huge expenditure? We're talking about 3 billion naira. Nigeria have seen this pattern repeatedly. Inflated budget for street lights, questionable execution, and no real benefit to the people. The group also tied the issue to broader concerns about governance. All this is happening under the leadership of the Senate President, Senator Akpabio, while the country continues to borrow heavily. How do we justify borrowing funds that are then tied to projects that will never be implemented or that serve no real purpose to citizens? This is a betrayal of public trust and a misuse of scarce national resources. We must move on. Mon It, if you have not liked this video, click on like, also share this video so that more people will know exactly what is going on over there in Nigeria. Mon It NG therefore urged anti-graft agencies to act swiftly. Do you think the EFCC will be able to track this money? Do you think the ICPC, the police, the army, they will be able to go after whoever is in charge of all this fraud? We call on ICPC Nigeria and official EFCC to immediately investigate this allocation, demand disclosure of the exact communities and states where the project is meant to be executed, and hold those behind this budgetary fraud accountable. Very, very important, because corruption thrives where people are not held accountable, where there are no consequences to misbehavior. Disclosure of the exact communities and states where the project is meant to be executed, and hold these behind this budgetary fraud accountable. Public funds must be used to improve schools, hospitals, and infrastructure that genuinely transform lives, not to fund dubious solar street light projects that serve as conduits for corruption. Imagine if this money were to be used and put into schools or hospitals. Imagine, or roads, genuinely. Let us now give you exactly the way budget Mon It said it. Look at the way exactly the way they posted it on X, on Twitter. Exposed. This is exactly from Mon It NG on Twitter. This is the post they made. They said, exposed. Dear ICPC, Independent Corrupt Practices Nigeria and official EFCC. Our attention has been drawn to a disturbing project captured in the 2025 federal government budget. We will give it to you the way they said it. The project with code, we have read the code, is titled Provision Installation of Modern Digital Solar Street Lights in Selected Locations in South-South Geopolitical Zones of Nigeria. A whopping 3 billion has been allocated for this project to be implemented by the Nigerian Film Corporation under the Ministry of Arts, Culture and Creative Economy. We must move on. This raises critical question about the sincerity of budget planning and implementation in Nigeria. The Nigerian Film Corporation is a body created to promote and develop film industry, not to provide solar street light. Why then is such an agency suddenly saddled with a project that has nothing to do with its mandate? This is not only suspicious but also a clear example of how public funds are diverted into projects that cannot be tracked or properly monitored by citizens. The project description is deliberately vague. Which communities in the south side are to benefit from this solar street light? Which states exactly are listed for implementation? How do citizens track a project whose location is shrouded in secrecy? Without transparency, this project becomes nothing more than a drain pipe for siphoning scarce public resources. We must move on. It is even more disturbing that when we consider the state of basic infrastructure in the South-South, schools are collapsing, health facilities are in ruins, road remains in terrible condition, yet 3 billion is being diverted for street lights that are often poorly installed, overpriced, and in most cases stop working within 3 weeks. Within weeks. What exactly is modern and digital about this solar street light? This is exactly the way they said it on Twitter. Nigerians have seen this pattern repeatedly: inflated budget for street lights, questionable execution, and no real benefit to the Nigerian people. All this is happening under the leadership of Senate President Senator Akpabio. Remember, we have been giving updates earlier on the drama between Senator Akpabio and Senator Natasha, the witch hunting and all the drama. Why the country continues to borrow heavily? How do we justify borrowing funds that are then tied to projects that will never be implemented or that serve no real purpose to citizens? This is a betrayal of public trust and a misuse of scarce national resources. We call on ICPC Nigeria and official EFCC to immediately investigate this allocation, demand disclosure of the exact communities and states where the project is meant to be executed, and hold those behind this budgetary fraud accountable. Public funds must be used to improve schools, hospitals, and infrastructure that genuinely transform life, not to fund dubious solar streetlight projects that serve as conduit pipes for corruption. This is exactly how they said it. This is how they shared it, and Sahara reporters now reported it. What do you think? Do you think there's corruption happening? Is this kind of thing happening in your own state? Because we've got this news that even in local governments, even in state governments, before even the federal government, corruption keep being embraced. People keep embezzling, borrowing, and embezzling. Tell us what you think about all this in the comment section. Share this video so that more people will know what is going on in Tinubu's administration over there in Nigeria. Go on, like this video, share this video, click on join to become a full member of our channel. And now there is another important video on the screen. You can see it on the screen. Click on it and watch now.